I am so excited you're here and I'm excited about this video. Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I am hosting the first ever Wreathathon. To be specific, a fall Wreathathon. It's basically a collab of wreath makers and there's 6 of us. We all made wreaths and I love the fact that we're all different. We have different styles here and there, and I'm just so happy that and humbled that these wreath makers came together and joined in on the first ever fall wreathathon. First we have Kathy from My DIY, then we have Country Charm by Tracy, Dave's Wreaths and Things, Lori Bly DIY, and Jenny's Wreath Boutique. If you are not subscribed to one of these wreath makers, please subscribe to them as you go through the playlist. The playlist is going to be in my comments below. I'm going to pin it so it's easy for you to find, and also at the top of the description box. This is going to be an amazing collab with some beautiful wreaths and some very, very talented friends of mine. As far as the wreath for me today, I'm going to be making a very elegant fall wreath. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to be using a zero fray method that's called the Nadia Method. I came up with it when I was using a lot of Dollar Tree Deco mesh and had to deal with fraying. This method is absolutely zero fraying. It's going to be a fun method and a fun wreath. We're going to start with 2 rolls of Deco mesh that's 10 inches by 30 feet or 10 yards. I chose this beautiful burlap deco mesh that has this gorgeous orange foil throughout, and it's going to be really pretty when we put it together. Then you're going to need a pack of pipe cleaners. This wreath form is from the Dollar Tree. This is the 14-inch metal wreath form. Then I have a cute little sign from the Dollar Tree we're going to use, and then some ribbon. For our sign to stand out nicely, I decided to bring in some yellow and white ribbon that I'm going to make a bow with, along with some mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree and this printed ribbon. To get started, I'm grabbing my deco mesh and I'm going to be cutting both of my deco mesh rolls into 15-inch strips. Now that my deco mesh is cut up, I'm going to grab my pipe cleaners and cut these in half. Then I'm going to make a little V with the pipe cleaners just like this. This is just to help me grab them. The way this method is zero fray is because we're going to make little bows and bring the endings together. So what I'm going to do, I have my little strip and I'm just going to walk it out until it's overlapping about 1.5 inches. Pinch on both sides, and then I'm going to bring it vertically and just lay it down with the overlapping in the center. On top right here, I'm going to just hold that in place with my thumb. I'm going to find the middle or somewhere in here just to kind of hold the overlapping in place. From the bottom, I'm just going to start walking it up. It's quick, it's easy, look at that. I just brought the bow together. Now I'm going to flip it over. This is the smooth end that was touching the table. I'm going to bring my pipe cleaner right around the center. And in the back, I'm going to give it 2 to 3 nice tight twists, and you have a bow. All our fraying is contained by the pipe cleaner. One side is right here, and it's nice and tight. The other side is actually inside the bow. And that's it. You have a little bow that's zero fray, and it's going to make for a beautiful wreath. Let's make another bow. We're going to make this one a little quicker. We're just going to overlap, pinch on both sides, going to place it on the table just like this. With one hand, I'm going to hold at the top and about the center with my thumb, and I'm just going to start bringing the bow together from the bottom, working my way up as quick as that, grabbing my pipe cleaner, 2 to 3 tight twists in the back, and your bow is done. Zero fray. Now I'm just going to continue making all my bows and I'll be right back. My bows are all made and now I'm ready to start putting them on the wreath form. I suggest using rows either 2 or 3, and I will be putting mine today on row 2. A good tip is to kind of work from the back. So this is the top of the wreath, this is the bottom where it's swinging in kind of. And of course, Leo is here supervising, making sure my wreath is coming out nicely. And I'm just going to start adding my bows onto row 2. And I'm going to do 8 bows per section. Grabbing the next one, same thing, row 2, giving it a few twists in the back, cutting off about an inch from the actual connection, folding in half and folding back. I'm done with one section. I have 8 in here, but to be honest, if you have 7 in here, it's going to be enough because look how full this section is. And don't forget, the other sides are going to actually squeeze it in a little bit more. And you have this beautiful wreath that is zero fray and it's going to last for years. I have been making wreaths using this method for quite a while now. And I love the fact that year after year, I come back and I hang up the same wreaths with zero fray. It is so nice. I'm just going to continue putting on my bows and go all the way around. Our wreath is all done. Look how compact it is. And there's no fraying, absolutely no fraying. This is what it looks like in the back. You can cover this with whatever you want if you're going to sell it. But on here, you can maybe add some ribbon bundles, whatever you want. We're going to be doing the sign, and I'm just going to pop it off the little stand. We're going to attach the sign, and we're going to make a bow. The first thing I'm going to do with this sign is round off those ends right there. This is the part that was in the base. And I'm just taking some wire cutters and just cutting that off. Now that the pumpkin is nice and rounded on the bottom, I decided to change this bow because there's no popping going on. It kind of blends in. And I wanted to bring out the flower. Going to grab a grosgrain ribbon I have on hand, and I'm just going to make a simple little bow. Hot glue it in place, and I'm going to use this little tail, this little piece right here that I cut off, and just hot glue it in place just like this. Let this cool for just a minute. A little dab of hot glue. Let's bring one part up. A little hot glue on the other side. And bring that flat back. A dab of glue right where the hot glue was before so we can cover that. Our bow right on top. And look at that. Now it pops and it works really nicely with the sunflower. I'm bringing the wreath back in to see where I want to put the sign so I know where to add the pipe cleaners. And I'm thinking I like something like this just at the end on the side so we can put a beautiful bow up here. So I'm going to put my pipe cleaners right along right here, just like that. Now I'm going to take my pipe cleaners, make a little flat surface. I'm also going to grab 2 pieces of felt, and these are just leftover felt pieces that I save for this. Hot glue, put my pipe cleaner on, more hot glue, nice generous amount. And then I'm just going to place my little felt pieces right on top. This is going to seal in the pipe cleaner to the actual sign really, really well. And I'm going to do the same thing on top. Next, I'm going to use my bow maker to make a really nice bow. And you can definitely do this bow in your hand if you want to do that. But this is so nice. And it only costs around $10 to $12 on Amazon, so that's not bad. I'm going to start by measuring off about 6 to 6.5 inches. I'm just going to the edge of my bow maker, which makes it 6.5, and I'm going to put that in right in the center. Now it's time to make some loops. I'm going to make 5-inch loops, and I'm going to make 3 loops per ribbon. Get the tail down. There's your 5. This ribbon is double-sided, so I'm not twisting in the center. Then I'm cutting off at 6.5. This tail is going to go up. Next, I'm bringing in my white, but I'm going to come from this side, so 6.5, and I'm going to just throw the one on top, and we're just zigzagging to make our 3 loops. 3 loops, and I'm going to bring this one down 6.5 inches. Now I'm grabbing the printed one from the dollar Dollar Tree, 6.5 inches. Bring it down. With this one, we are going to be doing some twisting. We're going to twist it right away because we want the tail to face up. We're measuring off 5 inches, and now we're going to twist, make a loop, twist, and make our third loop. And now we're grabbing my favorite ribbon ever, which is the mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And this one is so hard to find, you guys, I know. But it is just, it makes your bow so special. And it brings the elegance, even with the brown, it brings elegance. And I'm going to make some loops, just 5 inches. And this one we are going to zigzag up because we just don't need to twist obviously on this one. To take it off, I'm just holding it really tight with my fingers, and I'm just going to grab pipe cleaner. You can also use floral wire, whatever you have on hand, and we have our beautiful bow. Next, we're going to do 2 ribbon bundles, not a lot, so I'm just measuring off at 12 inches. Same thing, we're going to need 2 pieces of yellow ribbon, our printed ribbon, and of course 2 pieces of the mesh ribbon. Now that my ribbon is all cut up, I'm going to go around and cut dovetails. With our bundles, I'm just layering the white, yellow, and printed, and I'm just going to do it that way. And of course, we're not going to touch our mesh ribbon. Now I'm just going around and making dovetails on my bow. Taking another pipe cleaner, I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm just lining up my bundles, my ribbon right here. Let's find the center, fold it in half, pinch so you know where the center is, and bring it together. And there you go, your first bundle, and let's make the second one. There you go. And here's the best part of the wreath, where we bring everything together and bring this little wreath base to life. First, I'm going to put in my sign, finding a space in between 2 bows. I'm going to go around 2 middle rings right here and just tighten it up. Now that our sign is in place, we can start adding the ribbon and the bow. The bow is going to go to the kitty corner, so I'm going to do that first. Let's add the bow. Now I'm going to add in the bundles right in the middle. My bundle 1, and let's do bundle 2. Bundles are in, ribbon are in, and now it's time to start fluffing everything out. This is my favorite part. The ribbon bundles, I'm just opening up like a little flower. This is just so pretty, and I'm just going to continue messing with the bow here and there until it's where I want it to be. So far, so good. I think this wreath came out absolutely beautiful and elegant and so much fun. Louie and I are so excited that you watched this video. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would love to see more wreath tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And don't forget to hit on the playlist so you can join in and see what other wreath makers have made for this fall wreathathon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye, my friends. Mwah.